Hey, Maggie, can we talk for a second? Something kind of important.
Wow, that's not like you to text like this out of the blue. What's going on?
It's about the house. I've been thinking about something, and I wanted to talk to you before we get too far into moving preparations.
Oh, the house? Yeah, that makes sense. We're officially closing soon, so we really do need to start packing. There's so much to do.
I know, right? But still, I can't believe it's finally happening. We're actually going to be living in our own home, not renting, not crammed in a noisy apartment. Our own place.
It still feels surreal. I mean, we've been stuck in that tiny rental for years. This is a huge step for us.
Yeah, when we got married, I thought we'd be homeowners way sooner. But life had other plans. Still, better late than never. I'm grateful we managed to pull it off.
I mean, to be fair, I'm the one who paid for most of it.
I know that, Maggie. But we both worked for this. We built this life together. You've carried more than your share, and I truly appreciate you for it. I really do.
It's fine. I didn't bring it up to fight. Just don't forget that.
I won't. But anyway, that's not really the point of this message. There's something I've been meaning to bring up, and I figured now's as good a time as any.
All right, what is it?
It's about my parents.
Your parents? Did something happen?
No, not exactly. They're still living in Grandpa's old place, you know that. But they're getting older. Dad's turning 70 next spring, and Mom's not far behind.
Right. They're about the same age as my parents.
Exactly, and I've just been worrying lately. Their health isn't what it used to be. You know how stubborn they are about going to the doctor, and if something were to happen, I don't know, it just makes me anxious.
I get that. I mean, I'm constantly worrying about my folks too. I get it, Jack, I really do.
So, I wanted to ask what you'd think about letting them move in with us.
Sorry, what?
You heard me. I was thinking we've got the space, right? Why not?
Jack, are you serious right now?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
It's not that it's completely crazy, but it's coming out of nowhere. You're just springing this on me.
I didn't mean to blindside you. I've been thinking about it for weeks, honestly. It's just, I feel responsible, you know? They're my parents. I need to make sure they're okay.
I understand the concern. There are other ways to check in on them without moving them into our brand new house. Call them more often, visit on weekends, bring them groceries. We saw them not too long ago and they looked just fine, Jack.
Sure, but things can change fast, you know that. I just don't want to wait until something bad happens to suddenly care. And they are my family too, Maggie.
I know that I'm not saying they aren't. But you and I bought this house together, and this was supposed to be our home, our space. A place for us to grow into the next chapter of our lives as a couple.
We do have an extra room, though. It's not like we'd be crammed in. Why not let them take one of the spare bedrooms?
It's not about square footage, Jack. It's about sharing our home, living together, day in and day out. That's not a small thing. If anyone's parents were going to move in with us, it should be mine.
Why would it be yours?
Because my parents are in the same boat, age-wise. And let's not forget, I paid for most of this house. So, if we're talking fairness...
Wait a second. Just earlier you said this house was possible because we both worked for it.
We did, but let's be real. When it comes to the down payment and the mortgage approval and the closing costs, that was me. So yes, when it comes to the decision of who lives here, it matters.
Wow, so now I see how it really is. You don't care about my parents, you never have.
That's not true, and you know it. I've always been polite. I've gone out of my way to make them feel welcome every time they visit. But living with them, that's a whole different level. It affects my daily life, my peace, my boundaries. That's not something you decide by yourself.
The deed has both our names on it, Maggie. Can't I decide what happens with one single room in my own house?
So you're just going to hand it over to them? No discussion? No compromise?
That's not what I'm saying. I don't get why this is such a hard no from you. They're my parents, Maggie.
And I'm your wife, Jack. And I'm telling you this is too much. I don't dislike your parents, but I'm not willing to sacrifice my personal space and mental health just to make you feel less guilty about not visiting them enough.
All right, fine. I hear you loud and clear.
Wait, that's it?
Yeah, you've made your feelings obvious. So I'll make mine clear, too. If you won't even consider letting my parents live here, then I'll come up with my own solution. Don't worry, I've got a plan.
Jack, what does that mean?
Don't worry about it. You'll find out soon enough.
Hey, Maggie, did you already move into the new house? I've been meaning to ask because I want to come by and celebrate with you, housewarming style. Oh, of course. Honestly, I'd love for you to be our very first guest. But we're still in the middle of unpacking and setting everything up. The place is still kind of chaotic. Give me just a little more time and I'll let you know once we've settled in a bit more. I'll text you as soon as we lock down a date. Got it, no rush. Still, I can't believe you actually bought a house. In this economy? You're seriously bold, girl. It's not that bold, really. I just saved little by little over the years, nothing flashy or risky. We just happened to find a good deal in a great neighborhood and everything fell into place. It was honestly a bit of a miracle. But still, that area? That's an incredible catch. You know how competitive it is there. The location's amazing. You've got easy access to downtown, great schools, and all the shops and restaurants. You really scored. Yeah, I've been telling myself the same. It's super convenient for work, too, for both of us. From a quality of life perspective, it just made sense. I think we made the right call. I bet Jack's over the moon about it, huh? If I were a guy, I'd want to marry someone like you, too. You're responsible, hardworking, and you pulled this whole thing off. He was excited at first, but now things feel a little off. Wait, what? What do you mean by off? Well, buying a house comes with unexpected stress, you know? There's always something that pops up last minute, and not just the paperwork or the moving part. In our case, it's more personal. You're being vague. What's going on? Out of nowhere, Jack suddenly said he wants his parents to move in with us. I'm sorry, what? Just like that? No warning? Yep. We're literally about to get the keys, and he decides to bring this up now. That's insane. You didn't buy a house to live with your in-laws. That's not what you signed up for. Exactly. I mean, I understand that he's worried about his mom. He said she hasn't been feeling great and that he wants to be closer in case something happens. Okay, sure, I get the concern. But then maybe they should have bought a house nearby. Or Jack should have figured that out with them some other way, not by inviting them into your home. I think he probably wants to take care of them, but just doesn't know how to handle it financially or logistically. And I fell for that part of him, you know, the way he looks out for his family. It's one of the reasons I loved him in the first place. That's sweet, but come on. There's a difference between being caring and steamrolling your spouse. You paid for the bulk of that house, didn't you? And now he wants to bring in his parents without even a real conversation? That's not okay, Maggie. You can't let that slide. I tried talking to him gently. I brought up how sudden it felt, how I was hoping this new house would be our fresh start as a couple. But he just doesn't get it. He's not hearing me. Want me to say something to him? We've known each other since college. Maybe he needs someone to shake him up a little. I'm happy to tell him how out of line he's being. That's sweet of you, but no. I don't want to drag anyone else into this. I do understand why he feels the way he does. I just wish he'd see how much he's asking of me. And honestly, it's been emotionally exhausting. You're seriously going through it, huh? You work your butt off, you save, you finally buy a home, and now you're being asked to give up your peace and privacy. Yeah, it's a lot to process, but I'm still excited about the move. A new space, a new chapter. There's still a lot to be happy about. Good. Hold on to that. You deserve to enjoy this, both of you do, but that doesn't mean sacrificing your boundaries to please everyone else. You're right. I just need time to figure out how to have this conversation again without it turning into an argument. Well, just say the word if you want me to swing by and help unpack, or distract you with wine and takeout. And definitely let me know when the place is visitor ready. We're celebrating. Non-negotiable. Deal. I'll keep you posted, and thanks for listening, really. You have no idea how much I needed to vent. Jack, what is this? What's going on?
What? Why are you texting me like this out of nowhere? I'm at work, Maggie.
I was dropping off a few boxes at the new house this morning, trying to get a head start on the move. And guess who I ran into? Your mother, standing right there in the driveway. She told me she's moving in with us.
Oh, that. Yeah, I've decided my parents are gonna live with us in the new house.
I'm sorry, what? Are you seriously telling me this now, after we've signed everything? After we're already moving in?
I told you before, I've mentioned it several times about living with my parents.
And I told you very clearly that I was absolutely against it. How could you go behind my back like this and make that kind of decision without me?
You need to think about someone other than yourself for once. They're almost 70, Maggie. They're getting older and they shouldn't be living alone anymore. It's cruel to leave them by themselves.
That's not the point, and you know it. I told you there are other ways we can support them. Visit more often, set up home assistance, get them a place nearby. But you completely ignored all of that. You ignored me.
Why should your word be final, huh? That house belongs to both of us. I have just as much say in how we use it. You don't get to control everything.
Excuse me? Are you seriously saying this to me?
I can't believe how cold you're being. You really couldn't make room for my parents? You can't see why I want them close? What kind of person refuses to let their in-laws live with them when they're getting old?
I'm not being cold, Jack. We bought that house to build a life together, just the two of us. That's what we talked about. That was the plan.
Well, I've changed my mind. I don't want to live with just you anymore.
What did you just say to me?
I said I can't stand the idea of being alone with someone as difficult and controlling as you. You nitpick everything. You always want things your way. And honestly, I'm exhausted. Living with my parents makes things easier for me. You clearly don't care how I feel, so why should I care what you want?
Jack, that's so hurtful. Where's this even coming from? I thought we were doing okay. I thought we were building something together. This house was supposed to be our fresh start.
Spare me the sentimental speech. You act like you're so noble because you helped buy the house. But let's be real. You think you're better than me. You always have.
That's not true. I've supported you every step of the way.
Well, it doesn't matter now. The move has already started. My parents are packing up, and they're expecting to move in by the end of the week. It's a done deal, Maggie. You don't get to stop it now.
No, absolutely not. You need to call them and tell them there's been a mistake. Tell them there was a miscommunication. Tell them something, anything. But they are not moving into that house.
I'm not doing that. They've been looking forward to this for months. I already promised them. You should have spoken up sooner if you had such a problem with it.
I did. Multiple times. And now you're just pretending none of those conversations ever happened?
This is my house too, Maggie. Stop acting like you're the only one who gets a say. And since we're on the topic, yeah, I expect you to help take care of them too.
Excuse me? Are you seriously saying you expect me to be their caregiver too?
Of course, it's only logical. You'll be home more often than I am. And someone needs to do the cooking, the cleaning, the errands. You want to be part of this family? Then act like it.
If you're asking for help and partnership, that's one thing. But this is just you dumping everything on me without even asking. You're making huge life decisions and expecting me to just fall in line.
I have a demanding job. I don't have time to babysit grown adults. That's what you're for. You're supposed to manage the home, support the family. That's your role. If you're not willing to do that, then what use are you?
Are you even listening to yourself? You honestly think I exist just to serve your parents and wait on them hand and foot? How dare you speak to me like this?
You're really gonna fight me on this? Because I've had enough. Either you live with it and take care of them, or we start talking divorce.
Divorce? You're threatening divorce because I don't want to be your parents' maid?
Let's be real. Who else is gonna want you now, huh? You're past your prime. You think anyone's lining up to marry someone like you? Please, go ahead and try.
What did you just say to me?
You heard me. I'm done explaining myself. Now stop wasting time texting me. Finish moving the boxes and help my mom organize her room. That's your job now.
I've made my decision.
Huh? About what? You mean what I said yesterday, the whole divorce or caregiving thing?
That's right. I choose divorce. And I've decided I'm selling the house.
What? You've got to be kidding me! You seriously think it's a good idea to divorce me?
Jack, you seriously overestimate yourself. I've had enough. I'm done pretending. I can't keep living with a man like you who is grumpy, entitled, and controlling. I've got my own income. I can handle my life. I cook, clean, budget, and take care of everything without you. The truth is, I never needed you. The only reason I stayed was because I used to love you. But that love is gone. It's been gone. So yes, I'm choosing divorce.
Of course you'd go there!
And I'm serious about the house, too. I'm selling it. We bought it together under the idea of starting a new life, just the two of us. But now, it's just too big and too full of memories I want nothing to do with. I have no intention of living here alone, surrounded by ghosts of what was supposed to be.
You can't just say that like it's nothing! You think you can just decide to sell the house? That's not your call to make!
Sorry, but it is my call. I already checked with the realtor. If we sell now, we'd pay off the remaining loan and walk away clean. I won't get the down payment back, but that's fine. I'll consider your share of the proceeds my emotional damages. Call it informal alimony.
Are you completely out of your mind? You think you could just announce all this and I'm supposed to go along with it? You don't have the authority to do any of this!
You're the one who first brought up divorce, remember? You said if I didn't want to take care of your parents, then we might as well get divorced. All I'm doing is following through.
That was just talk! I was making a point! Saying we might eventually split is not the same as giving you permission to sell the house behind my back!
I don't need your permission. Let me remind you, this house was primarily financed by my savings. The loan approval was based on my income. You were barely involved in the actual purchase.
Don't get cocky. That house is still my house, too. My name is on the paperwork. You can't sell it without my agreement.
Oh, you're suddenly interested in legalities? That's rich. I only added your name to the deed because I trusted you, because I wanted us to feel equal in this. And now you're going to weaponize that against me? Honestly, it's pathetic.
Say what you want, but thanks to your little display of generosity, you can't sell it on your own. So yeah, go ahead and thank yourself for that one.
So what now, then? We're divorcing, but you think you and your parents are just going to keep living here? That I'm just going to vanish and leave you with a fully furnished house?
That's exactly what's going to happen. Get the divorce, fine. But this house, I'm staying. My parents are staying. You can go find yourself some rundown apartment or whatever you can afford. This place is ours now.
That's outrageous. You think you can just kick me out of the house I paid for?
Yeah, well, we'll see what the lawyers say. You want to go legal? Fine. Let's bring them in. But I'm telling you now, there is no chance I'm letting you sell this place. None! So get that idea out of your head.
You can threaten me all you want, Jack. You're not intimidating me anymore. You want to play this dirty? Fine. But don't think for a second you're going to walk away from this without consequences.
You were the one who started this.
No, Jack, you started this the moment you decided that my opinions didn't matter. The moment you chose your parents' comfort over your own wife's peace. You pushed me out. And now you're acting shocked that I don't want to stay?
I'm not shocked. I'm relieved. You've been a headache for years. Always complaining, always lecturing. You're exhausting. Honestly, I don't know how I put up with you for this long.
That makes two of us.
Great, then we're finally in agreement. Just pack your things and go. The sooner you're out, the sooner my mother can finally relax without having to tiptoe around you.
You're unbelievable. But don't worry. I will leave. And I'll make damn sure I take every piece of me with me. Every rug, every appliance, every lamp I bought. And when the court asks about who made the down payment, who maintained the mortgage, who paid the taxes, I'll have every document lined up and ready. Hey, I need to talk to you.
Okay. What's this about all of a sudden?
I've made a decision. I'm cutting you off. For good. I'm done with you.
This is about Maggie, isn't it?
Of course it is. You think I'd just wake up one day and decide to block someone for no reason? Jack, I'm disgusted. You're a mess of a man, and I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
You don't even know the full story. I don't know what she told you, but marriage is complicated. You don't get to pick sides when you don't even know what really happened.
Oh, I'm picking sides. And I'm picking hers because she's the one who spent years putting up with you while you freeloaded and pretended to be the head of the house. You didn't put a single cent into that house, Jack. And you still kicked her out.
I didn't kick her out. I just told her that maybe it'd be better for her to stay somewhere else. It was gonna be awkward for her living with me and my parents, so I made a suggestion. What's wrong with that?
You're unbelievable. She bought that house for the two of you. And now you're using your parents as a shield to justify taking it over and shoving her out? That's not being a good son, Jack. That's being a manipulative coward.
I've always been family-oriented. I was trying to do right by my parents. You're making me out to be some villain just because she didn't want to live with them. But come on, what kind of wife refuses to take care of her husband's family?
Stop twisting the narrative. She didn't refuse to take care of your parents. She refused to be ambushed into full-time live-in caregiving after you made decisions behind her back. She bought that house to build a future with you, not to become your mother's maid.
Oh, please. Why else would we have bought a house that size? If she didn't want anyone else living with us, why not just buy a condo?
Don't act like you're clueless. She bought that house for you. Because you were insecure that your co-workers all owned homes while you were still renting. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
You hated going to office parties at their houses. You complained about feeling small, like you weren't doing enough. You had this complex about not having something of your own to show for yourself.
So what?
So she stepped up for you. She took out the loan. She used her credit because you couldn't qualify. You were rejected because of those unpaid student loans from college. You defaulted, remember? You're still on the blacklist.
Yeah, she never mentioned that part.
Of course she didn't. She knew you'd blow up or sulk or get defensive. She protected your pride, always, even when you didn't deserve it. Maggie bought that house so you wouldn't have to feel like less of a man. And you repay her by moving your parents in and treating her like a burden?
I didn't ask her to do all that.
No, she chose to. Because she loved you. Because she wanted to support you and give you something solid in life. And you took advantage of that.
I did what I thought was right for my family. If she didn't want to be part of that, maybe we weren't on the same page to begin with. It's none of your business anyway. You're not part of this marriage.
No, I'm not. But I was your friend, and hers. And seeing what you did to her makes me sick. I'm not going to stand by and pretend like I didn't see it. Now, goodbye, Jack. I hope you enjoy living in the house she bought with your mother looking over your shoulder every day and the sound of your own guilt echoing off those walls.
Hey, what the hell is this?
What's wrong?
Don't play dumb with me. I just got served papers from the courthouse. You're suing me? What the hell, Maggie?
There's nothing to be confused about. You treated me unfairly, and now I'm taking legal action to hold you accountable. I think that's more than justified, don't you?
I told you I'd pay the alimony. I already agreed to that.
And I'm not talking about alimony. This is something else entirely. I'm filing for damages.
Damages? What kind of damages?
The kind that stem from you unilaterally moving your parents into the house. That decision destroyed my ability to live in peace in my own home. You made it impossible for me to feel safe or respected in that space. So yes, you're going to compensate me for that.
Wait, hold on. That's going way too far.
Is it? Because when I spoke to my attorney, he said I have a strong case. In fact, he said there's a high chance the court will rule in my favor.
You're serious?
Dead serious. The amount we're filing for is around $30,000.
$30,000? That's insane!
No, Jack. What's insane is you inviting your parents to live with us without even consulting me. What's insane is you making me feel like a guest in the home I paid for. This is just the consequence of your actions.
I can't pay 30 grand! Where do you think I'm gonna get that kind of money?
Well, I don't want to go through a full lawsuit either. Believe it or not, I'm offering you an alternative.
What kind of alternative?
Give up your share of the house. Sign over your portion to me and I'll drop the damages claim. It's simple.
You've gotta be kidding me!
I'm not. You made your bed, Jack. I'm giving you a way to lie in it. You told me to choose between divorce or caregiving. Well, here's my answer. You can choose between a $30,000 lawsuit or walking away from a house you didn't even pay for.
You're out of your mind! If I lose the house now...
Then don't. Pay me what I'm owed. Your choice.
Fine! I'll give up my share. Just drop the claims!
That's what I thought. Once the papers are signed, I'm selling the house. So go ahead and start packing because you're moving out.
All right.
Oh, and just so we're clear, dropping the claims doesn't mean I'm waiving the alimony. You're still paying that in full.
You really did it, didn't you?
What's going on now? Finished moving yet?
Yeah. Thanks to you, I'm living alone now.
Oh? Weren't you supposed to be living with your parents? That was the whole big plan, right?
They rejected me, said it wasn't happening.
Let me guess. You told them you bought the house, tried to make it sound like it was all yours, and then invited them to move in without telling them the full story. Then they found out the truth?
That's not what happened. I mean, I might have said it was my house, but I didn't mean to lie. I just simplified things.
Simplified. Right, you let them believe you were the sole homeowner. You didn't correct them. You let the fantasy play out and then tried to push through with the cohabitation before they had time to question it. Of course your mom got angry. She told me herself how embarrassed she felt when she learned the truth.
Yeah, she said the same thing to me. Said I humiliated her. She told me I was selfish. And now she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. She said she needs time, but it felt like she was saying goodbye for good.
So she cut you off.
Yeah, I didn't think she'd actually go that far.
Honestly, it's not that surprising. You tried to manipulate your own parents into living under false pretenses. You threw my name around like it meant nothing. That's not love, Jack. That's using people.
I was doing it for family. I thought I was doing the right thing.
No, Jack. You thought you were doing something noble. But you weren't listening. You didn't care about the consequences. You only cared about how it made you look. Your version of family only works when you get to control everything.
What are you even saying?
I'm saying you never treated me like part of the family. You knew how I felt about the forced cohabitation. I told you over and over again. But you did it anyway. You made decisions over my head. You used the house I bought as leverage. You ignored everything I said. Did you ever stop to think about what I needed?
I thought you'd understand. That maybe you'd adjust.
Adjust? You forced a massive life change on me and expected me to just smile through it? Jack, that's not how marriage works. That's not how respect works.
I didn't mean for it to turn out this way.
But it did. Because deep down, you never really saw me as part of the picture. You saw your parents as a real family. I was just a piece on the side. But here's the irony. Your mother? She apologized to me. She cried and told me she was sorry. She said she thought of me as family. She said I deserved better. She showed me more empathy in 5 minutes than you have in the past 5 years. So now here you are. No wife, no house, no parents to back you up. Just you, alone. Exactly the way you chose it to be.
Why? Why did it have to end up like this?
Because it's better for everyone, Jack. You being on your own means no one else has to be dragged into your mess. Not your parents, not me. You can finally live however you want without dragging anyone else down with you.
I didn't mean to hurt anyone!
But you did. And now you're living with the consequences. Goodbye, Jack. After everything that happened, Jack ended up living alone for the first time in his life. It should have been a chance to reflect and rebuild, but the reality hit him harder than expected. All of those years, he had relied on me for every little thing, from laundry to cooking to simply remembering appointments. So, when he was suddenly left to fend for himself, he was completely unprepared. The dishes piled up in the sink, his laundry sat in baskets for days, either unwashed or unfolded. Meals consisted of instant noodles or takeout, and even those he sometimes forgot to eat. His apartment became a mess, both literally and figuratively, reflecting the disarray of his personal life. It didn't take long before this chaotic lifestyle started affecting his work. At the office, Jack began making mistake after mistake. He missed deadlines, submitted incomplete reports, and fumbled during meetings. His boss, who had once trusted him with high-stakes responsibilities, grew increasingly frustrated. Eventually, Jack was transferred to a department known within the company as the waiting room for employees whose careers were effectively over. It was a quiet place where people were sent to fade out, and that was what Jack became, invisible. With no family to come home to and no meaningful purpose at work, loneliness consumed him. The man who once believed he could control everything now found himself surrounded by silence. Meanwhile, my own life was going through changes. Starting over was not easy. The divorce had left a deep scar on my heart, and losing the home I had built piece by piece with so much care was heartbreaking. There were nights I lay awake wondering if I had done the right thing, questioning the path I had chosen. But then there was Riley. Riley was the kind of friend who didn't just say the right words, but who showed up, stayed late, listened deeply, and reminded me that I wasn't alone. They were there on the nights I couldn't stop crying, and on the mornings where I needed a gentle push to face the day. Riley helped me stand up again. I'm learning to rebuild my life on my terms, supported by people who truly care. From now on, I will protect my peace, value real connections, and move forward without regret.